Welcome back, everyone. It's time for math. Today, we're going to learn about inches, feet, and yards. I can estimate measures and use tools to measure the length and height of objects to the nearest inch, foot, and yard. All right. Which objects in the classroom are about 1 inch, about 1 foot, and about 1 yard long? So remember, yesterday we talked about how an inch is equivalent to a paper clip, right? A foot was like a book, right? And a yard was about 3 books long. So let's think about objects that number 1 would be really small, an inch. So let's think, what could be an inch? Whoops, come on. Okay, I know what could be an inch. One of those little pencil topper erasers. So I'm gonna write pencil. I'm just gonna write pencil topper. That's about an inch, right? It's very small. All right, now we need something that's about a foot, the size of a book. Now we could just say book, but let's think of something else in the classroom that's about a foot. I know, one of your reading bins. Remember your book bins? That would be about a foot. And then a yard, which is pretty long. Let's say, how about that whiteboard? The whiteboard that lays on the ground that you guys used to love to draw on? That would be about a yard, that whiteboard. Okay, so today, as we're working, I want you to remember that the inch is the smallest. Always think of a paper clip, then the foot, and then the yard is the longest. All right, let's watch our video for today.
You can use a ruler to measure length. What units are shown on this ruler? Inches. What is the length of the paperclip? The length of the paperclip is about 1 inch. The book is about 1 foot. 1 foot is 12 inches long. What other objects are about a foot long? Some other objects that are about a foot long are a doll, a plate, or a school binder. You can use a yardstick to measure length too. The bat is about 1 yard. A yardstick is 3 feet or 36 inches long. What objects are about a yard long? Some objects that are about a yard long are a poster, a small table, or a medium dog. You can use a measuring tape to measure inches, feet, or yards. What unit is shown on this tape measure? Inches. Are these inches the same size as inches on the ruler? Why? Yes, an inch is a standard unit of length. It is always the same length, no matter which tool is used to measure. So, should an object measure the same number of inches if measured with a ruler or a measuring tape? Yes, it should be the same. Now you know how to use inches, feet, and yards to measure lengths.
All right, guys. So let's do some practicing here as much as we can. Okay, match each object with a reasonable estimate of its length. Now remember, an estimate is a really good guess. All right, here we go. So we have a hammer, a paper clip, and the height of a window. So let's start. All right, so let's look at the hammer. The hammer is a medium size, right? In between so like the paper clip is the smallest, the height of the window would be the longest. So the hammer would be right in the middle, which would be about 1 foot long. How about the paper clip? We're pros at this now. That's about 1 inch. And the height of a windowsill, since that's pretty long, that's about 3 feet, which is equivalent to 1 yard. Okay, so remember this. 12 inches equals 1 foot. Okay, that's really important. And then 3 feet equals 1 yard. So think of it like 3 books would equal 1 yard. All right, so this activity, if we were in the classroom, we would be able to do it. Today, we're only going to be able to estimate, okay? We're not going to be able to do the exact measurement, unfortunately. So what we're going to do, and it says, write the tool you used. So if we're going to measure a pencil, let's pretend I gave you guys paper clips to measure. I gave you paper clips to measure your pencil because a paper clip is 1 inch. So now let's estimate now we're pretending it's a real pencil, how many paper clips long a pencil could be, depending how long the pencil is, of course. And remember, when you measure, you have to line up from end to end. I'm going to say the pencil's about 5 inches long. All right, now we're looking at a table, and it says, what are we going to use to measure? All right, let's say this time we got fancy and used measuring tape. That's what I like to measure with. It's really easy. And that's what you'll use most likely when you grow up, is the measuring tape. All right, so we're measuring a table from one leg to the other leg, and we're doing that in feet, okay? So I'm going to estimate that it's about 2 feet. Okay, now let's think about our classroom door. And I remember our classroom has a yardstick. Let's use a yardstick. Now, with a yardstick, if it's more than 1 yardstick, what you do is, let's say like you're measuring the first part of the door, then you would have to put your hand where it stops and then use the yardstick going up from where your hand is. So I'm going to say it's about 2 yards. All right, so those are just good guesses. Now this middle is where you do your actual measuring. So if we were in class, I would say with the pencil, I would say, okay, everybody, let's estimate how many paper clips it is, and then we would all guess. Then we would do our measurement and see how close we were to the guess. So while you're at home, if you have access to paper clips, books, measuring tape, measure some things in your house and get used to inches, feet, and yards. Okay? All right, circle the real object that is about 4 feet in length. All right, so now let's think about this. We have a car, a bicycle, a screw, and a pumpkin. Now remember, these would be real objects. So the screw is not going to be 4 feet in length. That's definitely not it. Okay, a car is going to be much bigger than 4 feet. So now we've got the pumpkin and we've got the bicycle. I'm going to say the bicycle is going to be about 4 feet long. think the pumpkin's smaller than 4 feet. All right, number 9. Explain how to use a yardstick to measure the length of an object. Estimate the length of your classroom in yards. Well, it's kind of hard without actually seeing our classroom right now. So let's just explain how we could use a yardstick. And I just told you in the last page there, we had a yardstick in our classroom. It looks like a very long ruler. So what you do is if it's more than 1 yard, you have to put something wherever you stopped. Like let's say, okay, let's pretend I'm measuring a door, right? And this is the yardstick. And just pretend that's a yard. And it stopped right there. So you either put a piece of tape or your hand or something, and you put it there so you know when you take the yardstick away where to keep on measuring, okay? So kind of like that. I hope that makes some sense to you. All right, let's do number 11. John sets 2 of the same real objects next to each other. Together they have a length of about 4 feet. Which is the object John uses? Okay, hold on, I gotta read that again. John sets 2 of the same real objects next to each other. Together, they have a length of about 4 feet. Which object, okay, so which is the object John uses? I guess they're talking about the object for measuring. So for measuring feet, we would be using, we will be using the book. All right, boys and girls, let's see. Why am I drawing lines everywhere? It'd be great if we could do like a measurement song. See if anything good comes up. Measurements. Here we go. Let's do this Number Rock song, and that might help you a little bit to understand as well. Okay, here we go. This will be the last part of our video for today. Stay with me.
Practice math on Adapted Mind to learn and earn rewards on your learning adventure. Level
We are the women and men of measurement. If there's a distance, we find the length of it. We know we can always put 12 inches inside a foot, and 1 yard just won't be complete if it does not contain 3 feet.
1 inch is what you got if you're looking at the top of a bottle of pop.
On your thumb is about 1 inch from your knuckle to your fingertip.
We are the women and men of measurement. If there's a distance, we find the length of it.
The length of the folder where your work is put measures out to just 1 foot.
You'll find a foot if you look at the height of the parrot on my hook.
Yar. A football field has 100 marks. Each one is a yard apart.
At the plate with a softball bat, a yard is about what you're looking at.
Open your fingers a pinch and make an inch. Then make your hands look just like a foot. Put them 3 times as far and make a yard. Now we know how long they are.
We are the women and men of measurement. If there's a distance, we find the length of it.
All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. That was really cute. Don't come on.
We
nothing else,
get
nothing
it.
else. Okay, I hope everybody learned about inches, feet, and yards. If you're able to, take some time today and measure some things in your house for fun and get your siblings involved. All right, your last step for today is to join me on Zoom at 12:30, and we are going to be working on reading, science with the planets, and measurement, and we're gonna have fun. All right, and don't forget, as part of your math assignment is to go on Imagine Math every day. All right, love you all, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.